What is up, everybody? It is almost Thanksgiving. Fall is in the air. Leaves are on the ground. It's getting a little crisp, but my picks are heating up. Finally, about damn time. You know, it seemed as though I was colder than ice. I just couldn't hit anything. I went on a terrible 2-week stretch, but we are back in the win column after week 11. Went 3-2. Now sitting at 21, 31, and 3 on the season. The climb to get back to positive continues. Had Saints minus 5.5. That was a nice cover. Had Panthers minus 5.5. That was ugly. Big yikes. Cardinals plus 10.5, which was very close, but we still got a cover. Even almost was a disaster. Thankfully, I had the 10.5. Some people missed it. Patriots minus 3.5 was a clean cover against the Eagles, and Bears plus 6. If they make their field goals, that game is a cover, but they didn't, so that's an L. That was the recap of last week, but this is week number 12. Hello and welcome to another episode of Tossin the Pigskin. As always, I am your host, Nate Smith. Let's get into those week 12 picks and hopefully have another winning week this week. We'll start on TNF, Thursday Night Football, baby. Give me the Colts plus 4 versus the Texans. Let me start by saying this. I believe Deshaun Watson is one of the better quarterbacks in this league right now, so no disrespect to him. But I just think the Colts are the better overall team in this one. Football is a team game, and you just can't win with one great player alone, especially in the sport of football. For the Colts, Marlon Mack and Paris Campbell are both out. There's two offensive weapons, Mack being the starting running back and Campbell out at receiver. T.Y. Hilton is also questionable, so you don't love those injury designations for the Colts. You really don't. But to me, this game is more than that, and I think the Colts can overcome this. The Texans' offensive line is a problem. Texans played Baltimore last week, let up 7 sacks. On the other side, Indianapolis' offensive line, I believe, is going to dominate this game. J.J. Watt is out for the rest of the season for the Texans, and that defense just hasn't been great all year, and then especially after he's left, they've struggled. The Colts offense is number 8 in red zone scoring percentage, and the Colts defense is number 10 in that area, basically meaning the Colts have been punching it at a high effective rate. Once they get inside the red zone, they've been punching it into the end zone, and defensively, they've been holding teams to 3, which is good and encouraging for this bet. This Colts defense is above average defending the pass. I just believe this is a low-scoring, kind of an ugly AFC South Thursday night primetime game. And I get a plus 4 number with the Colts. I'm taking that. Give me the Colts in this one. Sticking with the underdog theme, give me the Giants plus 6 versus the Bears. This is basically just fade the Bears territory. I don't think the Bears should be minus 6-point favorites against anybody. Not even the Miami Dolphins. Let's look at the Giants here for a second. Tight end Evan Ingram might not play, but Daniel Jones has been playing well, and I believe he has potential to be a very good quarterback if New York can figure out this offensive line and protect him correctly. Jones last week against the Jets, 308 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks. Arguably his best game of the entire season. Now, I understand there's a large gap between this Jets defense and the Bears defense, but Trubisky is horrible, and this Bears offense cannot stay on the field to save their lives, meaning no matter how good your defense is, they're going to get tired. And in this case, I think this Bears defense is just pissed off at Matt Nagy and this entire offense. Here's a wild stat. The Bears are 1-5 straight up and against the spread over the last 6 games. Not giving you a lot of confidence for the Bears. I believe the Giants are a little bit better than what their record indicates. Also, the Giants coming off a bye week, and they just have to keep it within 6. I think they do it with a legitimate chance to win the game. Give me the Giants plus 6. Alrighty, sticking with New York teams. Just bet for one, now I'm betting against one. Give me the Raiders minus 3 versus the New York Jets. I like what this Raiders team is doing, man. Johnny Gruden has me as a believer. I love this dude. He fires me up. He's getting a very young Raiders team to buy into his system, and it's working. Him and Mike Mayock have done a great job. Yes, the Jets are on a cute little 2-game winning streak, beating the Giants and the Redskins, but come on. This Jets team is still a bad football team. And unlike them, the Raiders are actually pretty good. Despite what people thought coming into the year, they've been performing. And they're in contention to win their division, the AFC West. Situationally, the Raiders kept the Bengals around in an ugly game last week, but honestly, I view that as a blessing. I think it's going to refocus this Raiders team and make them come out stronger, faster, and I think they realize they actually have a legitimate chance to win this division now. And I think they get up early on the Jets, and I think they keep their foot on the gas and just put them away in this one. I believe Derek Carr is going to carve this defense up. Oakland offense has been humming. Number 4 overall in yards per play and number 3 in third down conversion percentage. Jets defense really struggles to get off the field on third down, so that is a recipe for disaster. Raiders are the better coach team, just a better overall organization at this moment in time. They don't slip up here. Take care of business. Raiders -3. All right, Packers versus the 49ers. Pick number 4. Give me the Packers on the money line at +145. I was going to take the Packers +3, but then I started thinking about it, and they're going to win this game straight up. Here's the thing. Green Bay is off a bye. Here's another thing. The Niners have some big injuries to big-time players. Tight end George Kittle, defensive end D Ford, and running back Matt Breida. Also, over the last 3 weeks, this Niners defense has shown signs of regression. Over the last 3 games, they've allowed 319 yards per game and 5.2 yards per play. Now, the concern is that 2 of those games were against the Arizona Cardinals, which they have a good, I'd say their offense is average to a little bit above average. Now, one of those games is to the Seahawks, so that's understandable, but Niners D has been taking steps in the wrong direction. Going off that, this Green Bay offense is one of the most lethal in the league. You got to put them in the top 5 behind probably Baltimore and Dallas right now, but Rodgers and these boys have been playing at a high level. Aaron Jones is having probably the best year of his life. I believe Aaron Rodgers has heard the MVP talk regarding Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, and Russell Wilson. It's a primetime game, Sunday Night Football. I think Rodgers wants to put the league back on notice that he believes he is the best quarterback in football, and it's hard to argue with him. Not to mention, a win in this game would give the Packers the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. Don't think they don't know that. This is a huge game. I think the Packers rise to the occasion. Give me the Packers on the money line. Last pick. We're sticking in prime time, but this one's for Monday night. Ravens -3 versus the Rams. I love Baltimore here. I love it. Some might view this as a trap bet. I don't. I'm sticking with the hot team who has the best offense in the league right now against a Rams team who I'm not confident in at all. I think the Rams might suck, honestly. Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods are expected to return for this game, but it doesn't matter to me. The Rams put up just 17 points missing those 2 stud receivers against a talented Bears defense last week. But the scary part is the Ravens defense, I think, is playing better than the Bears right now. Now, assuming they do get those 2 receivers back, Jared Goff has taken a step back this year. He hasn't looked comfortable. He hasn't looked great. You know this Ravens team is going to get after him. They're going to pressure him, and I just don't think Goff plays well in those type of situations. Baltimore is number 5 in turnover margin, and the Rams are number 23. Look for Goff to struggle, take some sacks, make some bad decisions. As I mentioned, this Ravens offense is red hot. Lamar Jackson, probably the leading candidate for MVP right now, and for good reason. Baltimore defense is coming off a suffocating performance last week, which they held a good Texans offense to 7 points and just 232 total yards. Whew, those are some impressive numbers. Also, for what it's worth, last time we saw the Ravens on primetime, they absolutely dismantled the New England Patriots. And I think it's safe to say people believe the Patriots are a much better team than the Rams are. Ravens are just rolling right now. I'm not going to get in their way. I'm going to hop on the bandwagon. I'm going to back them. The Ravens want that number 1 seed. They're still chasing the Patriots for it in the AFC. I think they make a statement yet again on primetime on Monday night. This was the Week 12 episode of Tossin the Pigskin. I'm Nate Smith. We had a good week last week. Let's keep this thing rolling. Thanks for watching, and let's do it.